According to the National Human Rights Commission, at least 2,266 people were killed by bandits or insurgents during the first half of 2025, surpassing the total number of such deaths in all of 2024. Boko Haram and ISWAP have escalated their campaigns in 2025, launching daily attacks on civilians and security forces, particularly in their stronghold region of Yobe and Borno State. On the 5th of September 2025, Islamist militants killed more than 60 people, mostly civilians, alongside 7 soldiers during a nighttime assault on the village of Daru Jamal in northern eastern Nigeria's Borno State. Populations in Nigeria's north-central Plateau and Benue states are facing increased risk amid a sharp rise in intercommunal violence. More than 100 people were killed in April, including over 50 in 2 districts alone. Violence persisted into May and June, with at least 62 additional deaths. In Benue State, between 13th and the 14th of June 2025, at least 150 people were reportedly killed in an overnight assault on Yewelta village by unidentified gunmen. Nigeria has recorded more than 600,000 deaths from insecurity between May 2023 and April 2024, according to data from the National Bureau of Statistics. Good morning, viewers, and welcome to today's episode of Now Streaming, reaching you live from the ACNN studio here in the nation's capital. I'm your anchor, Chukwebuka Ike, and joining me in the studio this morning is my co-anchor.
Good morning, Ebuka.
Good morning, Godwin.
And a very beautiful morning to our viewers. And just to add to your intro of recent, the Kwara incident and all that is happening presently is an ISO indeed, I must say.
All right. We'll be talking about this a lot this morning, and I hope the government quickens up with their actions, ensuring that security is restored to these regions.
Ebuka, I don't know why we're starting in this mood, but I will be asking the hard question: do we still have a government?
That should be a rhetorical question.
Indeed.
All right. And also joining us this morning is Mr. Raphael Ojaokomo. Mr. Raphael is a social commentator. Mr. Raphael, good morning and welcome to the show.
Good morning, Ebuka. Good morning, Godwin.
Good morning,
I'd said behind the camera that I don't want to put my mouth in this security.
Well, you have to at least chip in something.
And then we're beginning to count human death, number of deaths as if we're counting. You know, there was a time during the bird flu, a particular poultry, I think the owner lost about 5,000 birds thereabouts. You need to see how devastated this man was, and even up until now, you have a poultry. Just imagine you have a poultry of 1,000 birds, and then maybe 100 of them dies in a day. You know how it hits hard. Now we are not talking about animals.
We're not talking
We're
about
talking about human
lives.
beings. You know, somebody said on the lighter mode that even the chickens around us are safer than we are.
Oh, God help us. Viewers, joining us virtually from Delta State is Comrade Abraham Soko, who is a political and sports analyst. Comrade, welcome to the show this morning.
Good morning, Mr. Ebuka. Good morning, Mr. Raphael. Good morning, Mr. Godwin. It's a pleasure to be here. And to be very, very honest, it's a really, really sad one for the country, because it seems like the country is bleeding right now. It's giving us pre-2015 vibe right now. What is happening, the speed of terrorism and killings across the country. So it's a sad one. I would want to appeal at this very early stage that we should not politicize these conflicts, because there's this tendency for us to always want to politicize.
All right, thank you so much, Comrade Abraham Soko, and welcome to this edition of Now Streaming. Viewers, please remember you can be part of this show by calling the number on your screen or sending your comment via our various social media platforms. Let's start the show with the newspaper's headline. And Godwin, can you...
All right, thank you so much, Ebuka. This morning we will be starting with the Punch newspaper. And the Punch is leading with a whole lot of trending issues on insecurity with their lead story. rightly read like this: Kwara KB abduction. Federal government blames US as kidnap outrage spread. This can be seen on page 2. And we have the kickers there that says Tinubu cancel foreign trips. Troops storm Kwara after bandit kill 2. Abduct 35 worshippers. Shetima KB Kwara governor visits families. And also we have terrorism. Police tighten southeast security as Kano knows fate today. This can be seen on page 7 of the Punch newspaper. And also on same page 7 we have Wike slam Turaki as police seal PDP secretariat. This can be seen on page 7 also of the Punch newspaper. And just to bring to the notice of our viewers that our former president in person of Dr. Goodluck Ebele Jonathan is today celebrating his 68th year birthday anniversary. And from us from ACNN, we want to wish him more long life and success in all of his endeavors. And then very quickly we would be moving to the Vanguard newspaper. The Vanguard this morning is leading also with stories surrounding insecurity in Nigeria, and it says KB Kwara attacks hot Tinubu's trip. And then the riders there we have awaits Vice President DSS police report on incident. We will use state apparatus to secure our daughters. This is coming from Shetima. And then we have local government chairman releases names of adopted KB students. And then we have NJI. Okay, sorry, that is not really too clear. Decries adoption of KB schoolgirls, demand government action. And then following that, we have bandit attack church kills 3. Abducts many in Kwara community. And then also we have angry youth block Ilori Kaba Road over attacks. Then we also have Governor Abdulrazak condemns attack. And then lastly the writer says our soldiers take over Kwara community. And also we have federal government has lost grip on northern security. This is coming from Olawipo Hashim. And then also we have a commiserative message to the president, the former president, commander-in-chief, Dr. Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, as he celebrates his 68th year birthday anniversary. All right, Ebuka, I think that is it from both the Punch and the Vanguard newspaper for this morning.
All right, so I have before me the Guardian. The Guardian has its lead story, just like we've seen in the previous read papers by my co-anchor. It says outrage over rising adoption, and it says attacks as army rallies 24,000 recruits. That's on page 6 of the Guardian. Just below the masthead, we have the story on page 4. It says SMBLF fears Nigerian drifting towards one-party rule. And page 4 also has a story on alleged Christian genocide. FG accuses US of inciting violent groups. And finally on page 4 we have the story on FG states local government shares 2.09 trillion naira as October revenue. All right, just below the picture story there we have the story on Cross River to begin forensic audit of civil servant certificates in January. That story is on page 34 of the Guardian newspaper. Also on page 34 we have the story on health workers strike will continue until FG reviews CONHESS. All right, and we have just below that the story on page 35. It says 230 million Nigerians to unseat Tinubu, defecting governors, Erufai says. And still on page 35 of the Guardian newspaper we have the story on Northern Groups rejects Federal Executive Council's lopsided road projects. Finally, on page 35, we have the story on Governor Yusuf presents 1.36 trillion naira 2026 budget. And lastly, on the Guardian newspaper, we have the story on page 15, business page. It says over 6,386 cargoes detained by Nigerian police force, customs, and incurs 472.5 million naira daily demurrage. All right. To get full details of the stories, please kindly pick a copy of any of those newspapers and abreast yourself with the stories. All right, viewers, before we begin the discussion this morning, let's take a look at a few of those videos that has been lined up by our director, and we'll come back to continue the discussion. Please stay tuned.
Bandits. I see these bandits. Ga sanin lobalen zaka suna wucewa. I see these bandits. Ga sanin suna wucewa ga suna harbi. Bandits ga nan sun bi hanya. This is bandits. Ka wani kullewa daki. This is bandits. Ga sanin suna wucewa Ga yanzu haka suna cikin lobale. Ga sanin suna tafiya. Ina bidiyo ne. Ga sunan suna tafiya amma shina ga sunan kai ku kwantar da hankalinku har yanzu ba su gama fitowa ba wala har yanzu ga suna ga wani can din iska ya faka shagu mashin da Honda ne ga shi banda kati akwai zan kira in gaske wala da yan mukurdi kai da Allah ku bar surutu da Allah kun fai surutu kai duka har yanzu fa suna tuwa a wani kuma daji ina kuma zinga a ba su gama wucewa sai sai sun gama wucewa wala da an ba an gaske ba da an ba an gaske ba har yanzu ba su gama fitowa ba ai ba su mata kuni
wallahi ga ni yau wallahi da muka tashi kai nan sai dai kallon gida mu ga mu na rinci Allah na kallon su
na mamanci ba zata za su yi kaga aka ce wajen tsallaka Irana ashe kaga waɗancan yan kalilin ne kaga waɗanda mutanen wallahi da wai an ba za su shiga ba kuma wallahi sai na shiga yawar duba hotel ɗin na ce ɗaukar canis na za su yi wallahi suna iya shi ina kasan canis na duba hotel.
Here's what's happening in Nigeria is jihad. It's the exact same thing that happened on October 7 by Islamists when they broke into Israel and murdered Jews yelling Allahu Akbar. It's the exact same thing that ISIS terrorists did to the Yazidis in Iraq. It's the exact same thing that happened in Lebanon. Here's the only difference between what's happening today in Nigeria versus what happened 1400 years ago when the Muslim Arab invaders came to Persia is that back then people did not have cameras, but today they do. It is 100% jihad. We've seen it before. This is how the Islamist playbook always happens.
Well, I don't think that the foreign minister was denying that bad things have been happening. He's just denying that it constitutes a genocide and that the numbers of reported
because his
deaths
government
of
is a part of it.
Of murders of Christians.
I think his government is complicit. Right now, you have an Islamist government in Nigeria. One of the things that he didn't mention to you is that typically it's been a constitutional convention in Nigeria that if the prime minister is Muslim, then if the president is Muslim, then the vice president is Christian. If the president is Christian, then the vice president is Muslim. This is intended to have a proper representation of the Nigerian population. Right now, you have a Muslim president, and then they decided to choose a Muslim vice president, and so there is actually no Christian representation in the Islamist government. By the way, this is a government that is working closely behind the scenes with the Islamic Republic of Iran. You should ask the foreign minister why Nigerian school children are holding pictures of the Ayatollah, who is a brutal dictator and is murdering my people in Iran. People need to look into the linkages between the current Nigerian government and the Islamic Republic of Iran. I was a politician for 7 years, Pierce, and I can tell when someone is lying and avoiding the truth. That's exactly what this foreign minister is doing, and shame on him for lying.
Larin tudu wanda ke kusa da kasar kakumi amma kuma cikin kasar Fasfod. Da farko dai ina sa in mika godiya ta musamman ga ainihin shugabanci, musamman shugabanci na 'yan uwan Fulani tun daga kan shi Alhaji Adamu Aliru da shi ainihin babban kwamandan mu wanda shi yanzu kwamanda ne na zaman lafiya kuma malami ne Malam Isa, tare da dukkanin sauran shugabannin Fulani da ke a wannan wurin da ma waɗanda ba su a wannan wurin,
sannan ina miƙa godiya ta musamman ga sauran shugabanni da muke aiki tare da su musamman shi mai girma chairman da sauran makarraban shi na karamar hukumar Bakori kasancewar tun
Welcome back to the show. Remember, we're on the now streaming show, reaching live from the Advent Cable Studio here in the capital city of Abuja. All right, the video we just watched, first one was the video of the Kwara State Governor Abdulrazak when he visited the Eruku town after the terrorist attack on the CAC church, and we saw how the youth of the town barred him from having free access. They blocked his convoy and he addressed them on the terrorist attack. And finally, the Eruku community begs Kwara Police Commissioner to give their vigilante weapons so they could defend themselves. The second video was the video of the angry crowd who stoned the convoy of the Niger State Governor Umar Bago during a visit to one of the LGAs in Bida. All right, and one other video was the video with an exclusive interview of Tinubu's minister Tugal in Piers Morgan's interview, where he gave an incoherent figures of numbers of Nigerian Christian killed here in Nigeria. I give my co-anchor the baton to talk about the last video.
Indeed, it wasn't too clear, however, but I think that was like a peace emissary, if I must say, sent by either the governor of that particular state to the stronghold of these bandits to negotiate for peace.
Were those bandits on camouflage?
They were actually bandits. It was clear because despite the military gear you see them with, a professional military will not be. If you check them, if you look at them vividly, you discover that their camouflage is more or less like a kaftan. You get not sewn as a full combat camo, but like it's having this traditional whatever to it. Check the guy at the back. You see him putting on a military gear on his head, but with a kaftan, a native attire significant to the northern region of Nigeria. And then when you look at the kind of weapon they are wielding, these are replica of what we see bandits wield as compared to the normal AK-47 that you found an average Nigerian soldiers hold. So it is very clear. It is very clear that these are bandits. But for this particular man talking, I want to assume or presume that he is a peace emissary sent in. Now,
by the states.
And I ask the question, how did we get here? A normal nation, a nation that prides itself in quotes to be a sovereign nation, do not negotiate with bandits.
That reminds me of what Russian President Putin once said, that help me with that quote, that it is his duty to say to go the terrorists.
It is a duty of God to forgive terrorists, but it is his duty to send these terrorists to their maker, so that their maker would forgive them. So that was just the statement.
All right, thank you so much, Michael. Should I call you a comrade this morning, or should I just call you Mr. Raphael? You see, we've read through the headlines, and cutting across all headlines is this issue of insecurity, ranging from the Kwara State church attack to the school girls' adoption in Kebbi and what have you. Can you just give us your view on the happenings?
You know, if you check the dailies very well today, you also see in one of the dailies where the governor of Benue State has come out to say there is no genocide of any sort in his state, nothing like that. We went on to list some of the things that we know, and he said they don't exist. And then a priest somewhere in the north is the one that has come out to cry out, to the point that he has said, even if they kidnap me, nobody should pay any
form of ransom.
Believe me. And then listened online, a particular bishop was likened their kind of worship the kind of Christianity in the north, that the ones that happens in the south is child's play. That they are the ones who really, truly are Christians, going by what they face daily, day in, day out. Some of them going to church in the morning and not even sure they will get back home. You see, but for us, maybe in the down south and whatever, it's most for some people, you just go and more like marking attendance. You go, you come back, you understand. And in Delta States, when that issue happened in Delta States, that the military went into that village and they were asking how many people died, and then somebody said just. You know, the moment the particular individual used the word just, was trying to make reference to the number of people who were killed. And then you see that video of I don't know who that man is, allowing himself to be dragged in the mud like that, an international show broadcast.
You mean that of the interview?
Yes.
That is the Minister of Foreign Affairs.
Foreign Affairs. Going there, see, it's either, if you don't have the facts and the figures, you don't, what's that word? You don't honor that interview. You can tell them, maybe I'm not ready today.
Maybe you'll be on the interview, but once the question comes, you skip the question.
You can't skip it. Skipping it is also as good as do you understand? Saying the same thing. And like the woman said, I've been a politician before and I know when they are lying and he is lying. And when she said that, did you notice that he could not utter any word?
Indeed.
I am not, maybe he doesn't have the facts. At least there was one time in this country during the COVID that the Minister of Health went to go and welcome some Chinese in the name of their experts, their doctors that have come to help, only for us to wait a week later. Well, yeah, where are the doctors? Nobody could say anything. They say he thought. And then you went to go and give them a presidential welcoming, only for later people to start news filtering around that those guys were quarry workers from China. Do you understand me? If you don't have your facts and your figures correctly, it's as good as saying, I'm not ready for this interview right now. When I'm ready, I'll get my facts correctly and then we'll come and have this discussion. You don't, and the way we discuss the number of deaths, as if these people are not deserving of living. The only person who has the power to kill and make alive is God himself. And if God has given these people life, who are you to take this life from them? Who are you to come and say it's just 10? As Christians, we say it every now and then, but I don't think we understand when we read that part of the Bible that says heaven rejoices over a soul that is one. That's one. And we sing every now and then, he leaves the 99 and comes for me. Still one. And then you begin to count. If you check the dailies, we're counting in their thousands. And we're not counting birds, we're not counting goats, we're not counting. And funny enough, we might not even have the real figures. It could be more. Do you understand me? And then you hear people, some even, I think it's because they could not debunk this one. Someone had come out to say that video is doctored or is AI. But forgetting that was a live stream video happening live, and
I heard that someone came out to say that there was no abduction.
That's what I'm saying.
In Kwara State.
That's what I'm saying. I could not even watch the video, and the young man who was making that video was only doing it innocently. Some of us, we're in the age of technology. Everything you do, you want to put it online, let people see. Maybe he's trying to put his service online for people to see on Facebook and follow the service, only for them to follow this evil act. And of course, if it was what's it called? If it was doctored or AI, which source would better flag it than your Facebook, your YouTube, your Instagram, and what have you? Do you understand me? I couldn't even watch it. I saw that the old woman that was trying to run.
Yeah. And she couldn't even walk.
For somebody who could not walk, how do you expect her to run? And in this case, it's like every man for himself. Nobody even remembers she was even in the church.
Can you imagine how confused she is there?
Yes, because she was running to where everybody ran to, and everybody ran away from there. God. And now I think they met her at that point. I don't know. I think they met her there. So we need to get to a point where we begin to see, what's it called? We begin to take the lives and properties of our citizens seriously. Because if you have decided to say a Miloko, if you have decided to say you want to run for office, you're not running for office for yourself. And this goes out to family and friends. Whenever a member, Godwin, Ibuka, myself, we get into office. I think our families and our friends should allow us do that, which we have gone there to do, because they are number one first problem. Are you the first person that will be here? At least other people have been here. You need to use it and help. That's not the reason why that person is there. If we begin to look at all these things holistically, I'm telling you, we will not be where we find ourselves today. And America will not come out and say they want to come and help Nigeria. What have you done for yourself? Now, when Trump came and spoke about coming to help Nigeria, people were saying, why will he say he dares not come here? Blah, blah, blah. Okay, he has not come. What have you done to salvage the situation? What have you done? People are being killed, children, women, men, name them. And it's not just in one region. It's cutting not just in one region, cuts across. Well, yeah, talking about the one in Niger State and the drama. Before we know, we heard about Kwara. Was he trying to, I don't know, try to digest that one, if there's anything to digest? Kebbi.
All right, so thank you so much, Mr. Raphael. Comrade Abraham Soko, let me come to you. I want to know from you, do you fault the actions of the youths of Kwara, from the Eruku community in Kwara, or that of the Niger State governor's visits to a local government in Bida? And also to add to that, do you also think that this was the U.S. President's words or action has indicted such actions, cutting across all we've seen in Kwara, Kebbi, and what have you? So let's get your view, please.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Ibuka. The Bida incident with the governor of Niger State, I don't think that that has to. There's no context in that particular incident, because right now, I don't think that in recent days, Niger State witnessed any killings. So I'm not able to get a context on that incident in Niger State. On the issue of the Eruku youth in Kwara State blocking the convoy of the governor, I think that is justified, because they are the ones that are feeling the brunt of this abduction of these school girls, and it is only fair for the governor to come out and address these people and actually put their mind at rest. And I'm very, very glad that I saw some pictures of the vice president coming to Kebbi State and coming to Kwara State to actually to speak to the governors and the apparatus there, to actually make sure that they get these girls back. On the whole entire insecurity in the country, I've tried my best. As I said when we started, I was like, I at this time, I don't want to be political. This is not the time for us to start defending the ruling party. This is not the time to start playing opposition politics. Nigerians are dying. Nigerians are dying, and as I said, we have not witnessed this high rate of insecurity in recent times. The last time we witnessed such was pre-2015, during the GEJ era. That was the last time we witnessed such abductions, like Chibok, such continuous killings. It was then. And this is not, if you have a conscience as a Nigerian, this is not a time to start playing politics and start saying that, okay, opposition is the right way to go, the ruling party. Yes, it's okay for you to call the ruling party because they are at the end of affairs right now. It is okay. But we are calling them out because they are not doing what they should. Because I think prior to when similar situations happened under JG, it was called out. And I think there was a statement by the president then that said that the buck stops at the presidency. So right now, the buck stops at the presidency, which is Tinubu. So President Tinubu. So I think that he ought to bear full responsibility. And I'm glad that he has postponed his trip to the G20 and is bearing full responsibility for this. Whether it is enough, that is another debate. but he has bear full responsibility for what is happening in the country. On the old narrative of the US and the fact that, because I saw on one of the dailies that the federal government is saying that the spate of the killings right now is as a result of the old CPC designation by the United States of America. I might not totally agree with that, but he has a point. And when we talk about Christian genocide, we should be very, very careful. I don't know where that narrative of Christian genocide is coming from. Mr. Rafi asked me a very, very good question. He said the last segment of the show, he asked me a question. He said that is it not right to say, even in the Middle Belt, let's assume that let's restrict the killings to the Middle Belt. Are they not Christian genocide happening in the Middle Belt? But the point is, the insecurity in the country, is it only happening in the Middle Belt? Now look at the recent killings now. The abduction in Kwara, the 25 girls, predominantly they were Muslims. When you come to the old Kwara situation, okay, that was the church. That's Christian. So it is a flawed narrative to say that it is Christian genocide. I saw the interview, the foreign affairs minister. I think that he goofed. He goofed. His figures were totally wrong. But the lady that was attacking him, I think she made a lot of ignorant points, because she said that Nigeria, we had ties to Iran, the Islamic group in Iran, and that is totally false. Because in Iran, the predominant sect in Iran is the Shia. When you come to Nigeria, the Shia are being persecuted. El Zakazi, when they come out to make their position, their point, when they come out to protest, they are actually cracked down on by the federal government and by the security apparatus. So how do we now have a relationship with Iran? That's a totally off point by this lady. When she spoke about the fact that there is no Christian representation in the federal government, that is also totally false. If you look at the security architecture, the chief of defense staff is a Christian. The one that left was a Muslim. We have Christians in the seat of government in the country. So that is totally false. The fact that we had a Muslim ticket.
All right, viewers, please remember to call in to join the conversation by calling the numbers now showing on your screen, and equally sending your comment via our various social media handle also showing on your screen. Mr. Rafa, you've heard what Comrade was trying to point, or his points he was trying to make. I don't know if you agree with all he has said, or you have some different views from what he had there.
I don't have any, which like you said, it doesn't know where the whole narrative came from with the whole Christian genocide or what have you. Whoever it is that has put the information out there, this is what the person is seeing. And if you take your stats very well, yes, according to him, the girls that were abducted are Muslims.
Dominantly Muslims. There could possibly be Christians among them.
We were not, because they are from Kebbi. I think we feel they are automatically Muslim. We've forgotten that even Chibok, when they picked them from Borno State, was predominantly Christian. Do you understand me? So, but this is where the problem lies: ethnicity and religious issues. If we don't handle issue, what's it called, holistically, we'll keep seeing things from this from both of these angles, and it will keep causing us problem day in, day out. The so-called foreign minister, I don't know how these people are picked. I don't know how they are selected or appointed. If anybody should have any information about his country, I think it's the foreign minister of foreign affairs. And because you're the one at that point in time representing the states, and you're giving out figures that are not correct, facts that are not correct. I don't know. I didn't really watch the interview. What's it called? That the lady was giving. But then again, you want to ask yourself, if you're going to give information, let it be information that are true, let it be information that are correct. Don't just open your mouth and speak in the public domain, because the internet and the media never forgets.
Yeah, I think this our foreign minister should be well informed. He's well informed. It's not his first time in the helm of affairs.
So
he served as a Nigerian ambassador to Germany from the year 2017 to 2023, not too long ago, 2 years ago. So he's still in the helm of affairs. He probably, just like Comrade Soko said, let's not politicize this whole
Let's
affair.
not politicize it. I don't have any problem with that. But like I said, the media never forgets. It was just yesterday I was reading in 2014 where the now president wrote to Goodluck when these whole killings were happening and said, "You're not fit to be in office, resign." If not for the cry of the people saying people are dying, people are being kidnapped, people are killing, and you are traveling for one meeting or the other, I think that was what led to the whole cancelling of his trip. This is not politicizing. People are dying, for crying out loud. Okay, take away the whole genocide thing. Does that take away the fact that people are dying? Okay, let's erase Christian genocide. If the nomenclature is the problem, let's take it away. Are people dying or not? Did we watch a live stream event? Did we see of what's it called? Girls being abducted. I think a few of them escaped or something like that. And then the president sent the VC to go and condone with the family. And then the governor of the state was saying this thing happened because some people are trying to sabotage. Because from what we got from the information that has been put out there is that they got an alert that something like this was going to happen. But yet nobody did anything about it. So we need to get to a point where people need to be held accountable. I thought we changed service chiefs so that these ones can bring in new ideas and tackle this whole issue. We are still where we are. So this is not about politicizing. That's why I said, if nomenclature is the problem, take away Christian genocide and ask yourself, are we still facing insecurity in the country?
It is well. Michael Uncle, I wanted to say something at this point.
All right, I truly want to talk, but at the same time, I really wish Mr. Comrade Soko is available to answer some of these questions, because I was really getting agitated with him when he was trying to express himself. And he made some, from the very start, he said he wants to appeal that we don't politicize these things. But if you check his conversation thus far, Comrade Soko has graciously politicized everything. Yes, because he has acted as a spokesman to this government. He has defended down to the speech of the foreign minister. He has also come out to defend the incident that happened in Niger State, saying clearly or glaring that he doesn't know if there is any known reason for such actions in Niger State. And if you look through your phones, there have been significant or recent attack in Niger State, where at least over 16 local vigilantes were gunned down by this bandit. We have over 42 residents adopted. You get, all of these things are happening in Niger State. Are you saying that the people of Niger should fold their hands and allow them become statistics in Nigeria, how do I call it, banditry incidents, before they would hold their governor responsible? And you are there justifying the trip that the president abandoned. Is this not you being the spokesperson of the same government you are telling us not to politicize the issue? So please, I really wish Comrade Soko would put clarity in all of these things so that we forge ahead clearly, because for me, I'm really not okay with his side of the argument this morning.
All right, thank you so much, my co-uncle. Before we continue, let me take a comment from one of our viewers on our handle. It says, not until the military and the police goes on strike against our politicians, all elections will still be manipulated, and they also are now suffering casualties. There is one African country that her military and civilians joined to topple topple their leaders. Our leaders should know that the bandits get their weapons. Oh, let me take that again. Our leaders knows how the bandits get their weapons. How I wish Donald Trump could equip us so that we can face whosoever that has arms and their intimidations against us. Thank you. And another comment says, those that have not been affected will say Bible. When you are touched, you ask people to defend themselves. Reverend, may it not touch you, sir.
Ebuka, sincerely to react to this, as hard as it seems, I would not even want Donald Trump to equip us. Please, I need, for me personally, I need the American boots in Nigerian soil. Forget the sovereignty that we are clamoring for. This country presently, we need help. It's just that our leaders are just too full of themselves that they cannot know the point at which issues are becoming too critical because it is not coming to them. You need to have seen some of the videos that have gone around within the week. You need to have seen how vulnerable our military is. And I ask myself, if soldiers okay, let's talk about the issue of the brigadier general that was just killed.
That was gone down.
Gone down. You need to see how he was killed. You need to see how he was captured. You need to see how the movement, because there was like a soft documentary, and you need to see the other video that this ISWAP terrorist released. And this will now tell you how the issue, how severe, how serious it is that we are facing presently. You need to see our soldiers who were ambushed. You need to see them with gunshot injuries on their legs, their bodies, every part of them. So if our government is not saying it, I think we as citizens should come out boldly to say that we need help. It goes beyond training our personnel when the danger is in our front. If Donald Trump is saying that he needs to send people, I beg him under God, he should start sending them now. I shouldn't wait until it gets to my backyard before I start crying out.
You know, they say because you never reach your side, they say you know concern.
Yeah, that's what the last comment says. And then you begin to those that have not been affected will say, let's read the Bible.
You begin to use some beautiful English to polish your point of view. Godwin is saying what he's saying here. I understand how he feels. The people of Kwara told the governor, equip us so that we can defend ourselves. But then again, when you live in a country where you defend yourself and they still sentence you to death, just like the case of the farmer who defended himself over one of the headsmen and succeeded in killing the headsman, and the justice system threw him behind bars and sentenced him. So you begin to ask yourself, is all arms of government not compromised? Because I don't know, in I don't know if it's law or call it, there's what we refer to as self-defense. I will not see you coming to punch my iron and then I will just stand and look at you. Then somebody came and said that he should have run away. Okay, what if the person that came to me was holding a gun? Where do I want to run to? How far can I run? Or better still, if I disarm the person, I should arrest the person and wait for police to come and carry the person. The same person that when the police carry, they will start calling me that they've been holding these guys for 2 days, or they need feeding money for him. They need feeding money for him. Or the next day you enter the street, you find the same guy walk past your front. Do you understand? So we need to know where we stand at this point in time, because whether I like it or not, the same way the guys in Kwara State were ambushed during service, that's how those in Owo were having their service inside the church
on a Sunday.
And then these guys went there and opened fire on them.
Do you even know the painful part of it? The cenotaph that was built in their memory, do you know it has now been demolished?
That of Owo?
Yes. It has now been demolished because they feel it shouldn't be built close to a traditional palace. What a country.
That's why I said we need to get to a point where, in fact, people who go into governance, they need to go through mental check. Because if you have human heart, if you have a blood running through your veins, these things should naturally disturb you. They should give you sleepless nights. Our Senate, our House of Rep members should be sitting back to back to back, asking questions as to why this is happening. But what do you have them do? Discussing about, sometimes you discuss about how they should increase their salary, discuss about, in the face of what is happening right now, I don't think we've heard of any meeting. I don't think we've heard of any sitting concerning the situation that is happening at the moment. I don't expect the military to come to the public and tell us how they intend to attack these people. No. But then again, have we had any meeting? Check your dailies. What do you find on your dailies? What do you find in your dailies? Not one there stating any solution to this problem, if at all want to. Instead, somebody there was still blaming America for speaking. That's why this people angry. And then, like Godwin said, how did we get to a point where we started negotiating
with terrorists?
Ebuka, you will be in your house, insult one very influential person, and they will come and look for you in your house. But they can't go and find those people.
But did you see the headline where we read that APC plans appearance as U.S. Congress debates Christians genocide today?
What appearance?
You were saying that the House of Rep and Senate, they've not
APC.
made...
Is APC your House of Rep member? Are they your senators?
They are office holders. They are holding office. They are the ruling party in as far as Nigeria is concerned now.
See, when they say dog we won't lost, need the year on whistle. You know, we've gotten to that point where even they themselves, they don't even know what they're there for. Because the first things first, when you go into that place, they tell you that your job there is to protect life and property of your citizens. Going all the way from the local government chairman, you see those people fighting for office, councillors. They're not fighting for those offices because they want to do something in that area. They are there for their pockets. To the point that it doesn't even affect us, it affect our footballers. For 8 years now, we've not gone to the World Cup.
For two
players
consecutive times
coming out
now
to cry out that they've not been paid since 2019. How dare you owe somebody from 2019?
Raphael, we'll come to that when we get to the sports.
No, I'm saying it to let you know that it has affected all spheres, all the sectors. So it's not like, that's what I started by saying, because it never reach your side, you think concern you. It's a step-by-step thing. When you cause trouble, you fight and you tire, you can't fight. By the time you are done fighting the two of us, you begin to fight your own self.
All right, before we leave the issues aligned with the talks and happenings of insecurity, let's look at the headlines that says that the army rallies for 24,000 recruits. Where and who will join this 24,000 that the army is seeking to recruit into the army, into the force?
I don't know. They are looking for people that they will send. I don't like to dabble into all these discussions. Honestly speaking, I will be very frank with you. You want to recruit. What are you recruiting them for? So that you can push them into the bush. And then you come back again, maybe 1 year later, and say you want to recruit after that set has finished.
I don't know if I can speak on that.
All right, go ahead.
Recently, there's this viral video, I don't know if we'll have it, of a soldier. He always does this ledger posting. And he brought in analysis as regards things like this. He said we have 774 local governments
in Nigeria.
And these local governments are occupied by local government chairmen. And his assumption is that they have children. So if one of them would give their child, we'll have 774 foot soldiers.
In each local government?
In each local government. He also said we have how many senators? 109. 109. If each of them will give just one, how many have we gotten?
We have 109.
How many House of Reps do we have? At the national level and across the states. These are the persons that are feeding fat on our national patrimony. So when it comes to national defense, they should be held responsible first. You get gone are those days where you would tell me, do you want to join the military? I would tell you, where's the form? That days have passed. It is way behind me. I will not join. I cannot join. Are you getting me, sir?
Some people are even saying, thank God that they did not join, that they had plans.
I am one of them.
They had plans to join.
I am one of them, sir.
That God has saved them.
I never knew that God has a better plan. I think, let me leave it at this.
That brings about the scripture where God says, I know the plans I have for you, plans of good and not of evil, to bring it to an expected end.
That scripture was fulfilled in my life.
So. No, but again, yes, we've laughed about it, but these other people who are there joined because they wanted to serve
their fatherland.
Yes, they wanted to serve. Even you.
That was the same heart at first.
Yes, a lot of persons who go into wanted to serve their country. You see Nigerians running to America when they jump out to America. You see a lot of them join the force in America.
Yeah.
Do you understand me? And first I was watching one video of an American soldier, a Nigerian, and then she was speaking in Igbo, saying that when they are coming, that when Trump sent them, that she just wants to tell her Igbo brothers and sisters that when they are coming, that they should prepare her this one and that she would like to eat good food when they land. Do you understand me? You see them. Just recently, a Nigerian Nollywood actress, I'm trying to remember her name now, just recently joined the Navy. She went to America, and then in less than how many years, I think a year or two, she's in the Navy. And she said the reason why she did was because, of course, her dad was also a naval officer in Nigeria. So when she went there, she joined them, Belinda Efa. But she has changed her name. She found Christ according to her, and then she changed the name. But her name is Belinda Efa when she was in the Nollywood in Nigeria. You find a lot of them go there and join the force. A few of my friends who have traveled there, join the force. This is a thing of pride. You do
over there.
Yes. And a lot of Nigerians who joined the army, who joined the force, who did it because of that pride too. But now a lot of people are beginning to think, you should say, I want to do this thing. 20,000, like you have done the maths, but that your maths can never mathematics, because they will never release their children. And then I wish that the people who are their foot soldiers would just for once say enough is enough.
Yeah, just like the comments we had from one of our viewers that said, not until the military and the police goes on strike against our politicians, because these people are being used by our politicians.
Can I ask you a question? A man who feeds on the crumb that falls from your table, that's like his only hope. Well, even if Godwin is saying let's strike, and I'm going to look for bags, strike. Did you see the rancor in Warata House in PDP? Did you notice that your police was on both sides? Your police was on both sides.
Both sides, both for and both against.
And I thought the Inspector General of Police, after the whole land issue with the Minister of the FCT and then what's it called, the military personnel, it came out to say police officers are not meant to be in that kind of environment. And if you go to Warata House, I passed there this morning, the road by the side of the Warata House,
barricaded.
They've used
barbed wire
to cover it. In fact, as I was driving into the road, a car was coming like through one way. The car was coming through one way, and I was saying, why is this guy following one way? This was me saying, why did he follow one way? Why did he follow one way? And then you came into my front, so I actually waited. Then he drove past. It was when I entered the road I understood why he followed one way. I need to see the police tank that is standing by the roadside, ready as if there's war. One very big police tank. The main road itself, the building. The barbed wire, I think I wish I could take pictures, but I was not sure. They're gonna go snap and they carry me. Indeed. But I saw some few persons taking pictures, making videos. The barbed wire, new. If you see them, new, they shine. Surround the building, and some of them were placed on the road, so no car can pass that part of the building. You begin to ask yourself, if we are saying our numbers are depleting by the minute, by the day of our security personnel.
Okay.
Why do we still have a lot of them escorting these same people?
Okay, with the fear of not sounding political, are we seeing what is playing out? Do you know that it's like sealing the opposition headquarters?
So one of the headlines from the Guardian, the SMBLF fears Nigeria drifting towards one party.
It is obvious.
No, but that's what's happening.
It is clearly obvious.
Because
And
now
then
the ceiling of the PDP.
I'm not even looking at it from that point of view. We see a lot of people now. You know where my anger is. You can defect all you want, but the problem is, instead of them facing the issue at hand, everybody is thinking about 2027. That they don't even know if they sleep tonight, they wake up tomorrow. They are thinking of 2027 that they are not sure if they sleep tonight. God is the only one that tells you. In fact, they say if you are sure that it's your alarm that wakes you up every morning, take that same alarm to the mortuary.
That keep it beside
Set
the dead
the
body.
time there and see the number of people that will get up when the alarm rings. And then instead of facing what we have on ground at the moment, you're thinking of 2027 that is 2 years away. And that's why, and they say when you have an issue with corruption body, the moment you defect, that problem automatically disappears.
Your case is wiped out.
Now everybody is defecting according to one of the, even though he was one of them too. I don't take words from people like that serious, saying that 230 million Nigerians will be against APC come 2027. Still talking about 2 years to come.
That's Erufai, former governor of
when
Kaduna
terrorists and bandits are already ravaging the nation from all corners, you're talking about 2027. So defect all you want. By the time you get to a system where you now have a one-party system, Ebuka Godwin, it will now, you know, what happened during the Arab what do they call that? Arab
uprising.
Yes, it was an uprising, but they have a particular name they called it. It started from one, I think it was Egypt or Tunisia. The moment it kicked off, all the Arab nations started, because it was now then the people against the government. The people against the government, and all of them that were affected that period had to come down. So when you begin to do it and you think you want to bring everybody to your side, by the time you have a one-party system, it will not be the party against the citizens. You will not want to be in that situation.
All right, so let's quickly leave these partisan discussions and a little bit more on politics and go to the health sector, where we have the story on respect Nigerian laws, suspend your strike. Tinubu government tells residents, doctors,
pay them their money.
So, but before we will talk on that, so let's listen to this video before we come back and discuss on the current strike by the residents, doctors.
Dear Nigerians, your doctors are on strike. This time, it's not a warning strike, it's an indefinite strike. So grab your chairs. This is important to you. Let's talk. On Saturday, the 1st of November, 2025, the president of the Nigerian Association of Resident Doctors and FCTA, Federal Capital Territory Administration, announced that doctors are embarking on an indefinite strike. Now, the reason for this strike I have documented in a previous video. Kindly go and watch the video. The association hopes that by doing the warning strike that happened initially, that the government will come to the aid of doctors and healthcare staff. Now, doctors have embarked on an indefinite strike. We don't know when the strike is going to be over. It may be months, it may be years. A press release was done where the government had stated that they had allotted 11.9 billion to cater to the needs of the doctors. However, the president of NARD quickly debunked this by letting us know that only 500 million out of the 11.9 billion was allotted to doctors. We're talking about salaries that have been owed for years and promotions that are yet to happen. And just imagine the number of doctors in their thousands in Nigeria and only 500 million. Only 500 million. We hope that the government is wise enough to make the right intervention and do something about it so that healthcare can return to normal. For the general masses, every tertiary, every general hospital currently is not functioning. Why? Because doctors are on strike. A lot of Nigerians don't even know that doctors are on strike. So as a well-meaning Nigerian, what should you do? Number one, when you come across videos like this, share it and help your healthcare workers. You see, a healthcare worker that is well taken care of will take care of you very well. Share the videos, talk about it.
You can still be part of this show by calling the number showing on your screen, or equally sending in your comment via our various social media handle, and we'll be glad to take all of your views. My guest here, Mr. Raphael, just a while ago we could remember when we lamented that our doctors were jackbarring They were all leaving. Our health workers were all leaving the country. And now we have, since the 1st of November, we have our doctors on strike. I had no idea of this, and I visited the hospital just a few days back. I was supposed to have an appointment with one of my doctors, and when I got to the entrance of the hospital, I was heading to the door, and somebody was running after me to call me back and said I should repark where I've parked. I said, why? I just want to quickly pick up my card from him before going to the other way. He said, going to where? Nobody's in the hospital. Doctors are on strike. That was when it dawned to me that even a federal hospital was also among those strikes.
Of course, if they go on strike, which hospital do you think would spearhead the whole thing?
So looking at this figure from the video we just watched, we heard that 11.9 billion naira has been appropriated for, has been set aside for the doctors, but they've just gotten only 500 million naira. Check the maths. I don't know maths very well, but 11.9 billion naira minus 500 million naira. And what is there? That means 11.4 billion has not been received. Just 500 million was received.
Okay. If it's not enough to threaten people, you know, this is one thing that big men like to do a lot. They threaten you. They threaten you even when. I remember when I was.
If you don't want to work, go and that person will come out.
I remember when I was very young. I just finished from secondary school. That was the era when phones came into being, and of course you have phone booths where people come, pay, make phone calls, 20 naira per minute, and what have you. Do you know? Every other person that comes to make phone call in my booth then pays, but you see this big man who drives a Prado Jeep. Whenever he comes to make that call, you always say, "Hey, I'll give you. I'm waiting for it to reach 100 naira." And then when he got to 100 naira, I reminded him, why are you embarrassing me just because of 100 naira? Pay your money. Pay, for crying out loud. So they have this, it's in them. So if you find a big man, that's why it's recorded in the Bible that it should be easy for a camel to pass through the eye of a needle than for a big man to enter. Do you understand me? The Bible doesn't mix words. It's a complete book. They have it in them. That's why every now and then the first thing they argue about when they come to a confrontation with somebody is, do you know who I am? Do you know who I am? They brag about their wealth, they brag about, and then you ask questions, how did you even amass this wealth in the first place? So you're coming to cry. That year, I think it was 2 or 3 years ago, the Saudi government, because do you know how many unemployed Nigerian doctors we have at the moment? I don't know. Maybe as we're speaking, maybe the producer might get us the figures. Unemployed medical doctors that we have right now that you've not even employed. And then the Saudi government came and said, we need doctors. And then these doctors went there to go and apply. And then you send your security personnel to go and dislodge them, throw them away. You will not employ them. You will not allow anybody to employ them. Not be witchcraft be that. You don't get, now you have to pay them how much? 11 billion. And inside 11 billion, you're giving them how much?
500 million.
500 million. So what happens to the 10 points? I don't know this money. They confuse me, like the governor of Edo State. We see money, we don't pronounce them. Money they confuse me sometimes. So you get
so
to
the money where they confuse you. The 11.4 where they owe them.
The one where they owe them.
500 million, they don't pay them.
Because I don't even understand the ratio. It's like I'm owing you, let's say for example 1 million naira, and then you cause trouble, and I say okay, take
50,000 naira.
What are you saying? You see 50,000. You say it's not just carry 50 naira. Give you, say make you no cry again. And then you come, first and foremost, you come and make noise about operation no work, no pay. You're not even paying me in the first place. And that's why I'm in the position where I am right now. And you're still coming to say, you're telling them they want to sabotage. Nobody sabotage, you're sabotaging yourself.
Respect the Nigerian law.
Respect the Nigerian law. Pay me, if you pay me my money. So, somehow I like to link this to sports. There was a certain time Ozil had issues in Arsenal. And since they will not pay, or I don't know what was the issue that period, he refused to play. You will see everybody dressed fully. You will see we wear the jersey, wear the shorts, wear socks, but wear slippers. During COVID, you will carry umbrella and sit. Why match is going on? He sat down there, finished his contract in Arsenal before he moved, and collected every kobo that was due him. Do you understand me? You don't call people to come and work, and then when they finish working, you expect them to go back empty. It doesn't make any sense. And who suffers? Patients. That's why this period, you better be praying to God that nothing takes you to the hospital. Because the people that you most likely find in the hospital now may be coppers.
I tell you, the doors were shut.
So imagine so that's to tell you that's why I said the fact that it no concern, reach your place, no mean say it no concern you. Now I mentioned sports angle. Now we're talking about the health sector facing their own problem. That's to tell you that nothing, I don't know, I stand to be corrected. Maybe some things are working, I don't know what those things are. So I don't want to say nothing is working.
Insecurity is working.
So I rest my case.
All right, thank you so much. Mr. Ralph have said a whole lot, but on this particular issue, I tell you the truth, I am pained from the depth of my heart, because one prayer I will pray for not just us here, but our viewers, is that do not allow Nigeria happen.
May Nigeria not happen to you.
May Nigeria not happen to us and our viewers. Because why I'm saying this, I've been in a dire situation to the point of losing a loved one because of this incessant strike, where you have an emergency, you rush the person to the hospital, and the supposed person that is supposed to attend to you is not there, and you are just left vulnerable in the hands of maybe one who knows what they are doing, but would have done better if
the apparatus was
not just the apparatus. If the main person, there's always a main person in most of these hospitals, because those doing say asmanship, there is an extent they can handle this case, and it depends on the severity of it. It got to the point that when we get to the hospital, I'm telling you of a real life situation, they won't even allow your patients, I'm talking of even the previous strike now, to get down. Mere looking at this person, they will tell you to take the person out, that they don't have enough hand to attend to this particular emergency. This is what I personally have faced. And before you begin to run around the city to find an hospital that will collect your patient, it is now too late. Now this is where our government, I'm not saying this government now, but our government have over time have placed us. You don't prioritize us. You don't prioritize our infrastructural facilities, our healthcare. There is not single thing this government would tell me that they prioritize over themselves. I'm speaking from a heart filled with pain because I've experienced it. You don't prioritize people at all. Now you are telling the doctors that
demanding for their rights,
that they should respect the Nigerian law. Does this same law not tell you to pay them what is due to them? With all due respect to whoever is saying this, does this same law not appropriate money for these persons to be well and properly taken care of? A sensitive nation will not play with this particular industry.
There are three sectors: the educational sector, the health, and the security sector.
And everything is in quagmire presently in Nigeria. And we say we have leaders. I don't know how we reason things. I don't know how we reason things. And my only pain is that come 2027, let me leave it here, please.
It is well. All right, so pointing to the statistics our guest made mention of just a moment ago, about 26.57% of all health workers, including doctors, nurses, and pharmacists, are employed despite the severe shortage. 26.57% of our medical practitioners are currently unemployed.
Do you check the number of medical practitioners that are churned out from our schools yearly, and those that are outside already? Measure it with that percentage and see if it holds water. And yet a lot of them come to say you don't have enough hands. If you don't have enough hands, what do?
Train more.
You bring more people in. But then again, a system that cannot take care of the ones that are already there, how do you now bring more people?
Who will be willing to come in?
No, funny enough, this is Nigeria. That's why some employers treat employees anyhow. Because there's this belief that there's somebody out there who is waiting
to take over the position.
To come. So if you do any, I will send you out.
But where is the place of the industrial courts of Nigeria?
If you ask me,
and the Nigeria Labour Congress.
No, I was hoping you would not mention Labour Congress. I think the man still has money, so we have not heard from him. So I think he still has money. We've not heard from him. But when he becomes broke, we'll hear from him. Even though he's not my number one go-to person, I miss the days of Adam Sushiomole, where we knew what Labour was. Yes, he might have been using some of those for his personal gain, but people felt the effect of what the Labour Congress was.
Even that of, I think, is it Ayuba?
Ayuba.
Yes, he was a comrade by himself.
Yeah, I remember Ayuba.
Do you understand? So you begin to, when you get to a position where people begin to rub hands with a body that they are supposed to be up against, you know that there's nothing else again that you want to get from there. So I don't know who is in charge of all those bodies who are supposed to check if things are being done the proper way. Because if you go around and take a survey in our different workplaces, establishments, you see what some workers go through. I was not so long ago, I was talking to my wife. I told her, now in your place of work, you clock in by 8 a.m. We do everything possible to get there before 8 so she can clock in. Now if you come later than 8, even a minute past 8, they calculate it for 3 days. If you do it for three times in a month, you work an extra day. So I asked her one day, I said, what of the person who
clocks out,
who comes in every day early? What do you do to say thank you for making it early every day? Guess what? 0. So you take for people daily, and then you don't even say, okay, because this month you made it early all through the month, we are adding extra 5,000, extra 10,000. So you find that the workforce is always taking
and
not giving, because they feel the salary they give you. And the worst part is where they make you do more than one job and then still pay you the money
for one job.
And then when you quarrel, you hear, I beg, if you don't want to do and they go, people plenty for outside.
People are looking for work. It is well. All right. Thank you so much for your time today on the show. Thank you, my co-anchor, for being here.
Thank you.
Mr. Raphael Ojaokoma.
Thank you very
here.
much.
And also at the first part of this show, we had Comrade Abraham Soko. Thank you. Thank you so much, our viewers, for being part of today's show and for staying tuned up until now. So, in honor of a remarkable telecaster who touched lives through his works in our National Church Communication Department on our airwaves, we leave you with these words of wisdom. Mend it, don't end it in a hurry. Until we come your way again, may you strive for excellence in all you do by being your best, staying passionate, staying positive, and keeping the spirit of the game alive. And we'll see you next time. Bye for now.